Hey y'all, so I wanted to make something super fun and nostalgic for myself. Today I made these little cuffs with a little chain. I made this pattern, and so not really much to say. I just really wanted to make something classic, and like I remember seeing these all the time when I first started making Kandi. I'll try to insert some pictures if I can. But yeah, this took me all day, so if you want to see how I made these, this isn't necessarily a tutorial, but it's just kind of like a time lapse of me making them and talking to y'all. So if you want to watch me make these cute little cuffs, then just keep watching. Okay, so first I'm just starting with my string. I'm listing all of my supplies on the screen, and I'll also list them down in the description below. I actually enjoyed this string because even though it's thick, it's actually pretty sturdy, and once you learn how to use it, it's like my favorite string. I've listed my pattern in the description below. Make sure you resize it if you need to, so that it will fit your wrist. Now I'm going to be starting my cuffs first. I'm going to make two of the same thing. Nothing's going to be different in the second one. And I am using a multi-stitch for my cuffs, so if you don't know what that is, which I'm assuming you do if you're watching the video, but if you don't, I'm gonna link some tutorials in the description because I don't have any tutorials, but there are tons on the internet that are good and easy to follow that will teach you what a multi-stitch is. When I was on the third row, I actually started laying out the beads row by row because I was using a computer screen instead of having like a printed piece of paper in front of me. So it made it a lot easier to just keep it organized. So you'll see me throughout the video laying out the beads before I actually start putting them on the row. And I definitely recommend doing this if you have a hard time like staring at a pattern, or if numbers jump around or anything like that. This makes it a lot easier. This took me all day. Like literally, I think I probably took like a few hours for this, which is kind of embarrassing. And then the second cuff took me even longer because I kept messing up because I was also trying to watch TV. So this definitely took me a while, but it was worth it. Cuff after I finished making it, and then I spent a painstakingly long time making the second cuff to go right along with the first cuff. So now I have a cute little pair of pink and black cuffs, and I actually really love how they came out. I wish I would have made them a tad bigger, but they'll work for me. Now I'm starting on the chain, and so you'll see that I start with a pattern. I took a little bit to decide what pattern I wanted, and then I created the first link by putting them all on a string and tying it as tight as possible to try to keep the shape of the link. If you have fishing line, I suggest using fishing line because it's a little bit stronger than stretchy string. You can definitely have your link stretchy and loose, but just for my personal preference, I'd rather them be more structured, just like a real chain. And so that's just a suggestion. In order to make the second link connect to the first link, I put the second link on a string, and then I strung the second link through the first link before tying it off. And then that is how you're going to get your little chain pattern for the rest of your chain. It takes some time, but as long as you tie them super tight, then you should be pretty well off. Just a little troubleshooting moment. So this is what I have so far, and this is only probably like maybe 16 inches. I don't know, it's probably like a foot or so. It's definitely not enough to be comfortable because this is like not further apart than like a little bit of shoulder length. And I tried to like pre-plan all of the beads, that way I could make like this intricate design. However, now I've gotten this far and I realized that I don't have enough, like I've used all of my star beads, and so I'm just saying like I'm gonna have to kind of compromise, and I'm definitely gonna expand from the middle. I'm gonna cut this one and then expand from the middle because it actually gets smaller as it goes out. So instead of making tiny links, I guess you could say, on the ends, I'm gonna cut the middle and make more bigger, wider links. That way I have more room to play with. But I just wanted to say, sometimes you just have to troubleshoot, and we will see what we come up with. So let's see now. This is what I came up with. I just added 2 more big rings in the middle, and then at the end I just continued kind of with the pattern that I could, and then I obviously ran out of the star beads, so I just put little pink hearts. And I kind of wish I would have remembered that I had these, because I might have used these instead. But either way, this is what I have now, and now I'm going to record myself attaching this to the cuffs so you can see how I do that. So now I'm just deciding where I want to start the link that's attached to my cuff in order to get the chain attached to the cuffs. So as you can see here, I just string the bead through, or I string the string rather, through one bead. And then I just tie it in a bunch of super tight knots to make sure it doesn't untie. And then I just kind of have like a string hanging off of one single bead. And then that way you can put all of your beads onto the string and then repeat the first step on a bead on the same column at the bottom as shown in the video, and then voila, you have your little attachment cuff. But do not forget to string your chain through your attachment link, or you'll have to cut it and start over. I did that, so save yourself the heartache, and don't forget to attach your chain to your chain cuff. That's the whole point. Once you're done, do it on both cuffs, and then you're officially done with the project. So now it's attached. This is what it looks like. Just like a little shackle attached to the side of like an actual cuff. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other cuff. And like, I have super OCD, so I'm just gonna do it exactly how I did it on this cuff. I'm doing it on the other cuff so they look identical. Done. This is like ASMR. Oh my gosh, I've been doing this all day long and I just feel so nostalgic. This is like one of the first projects I ever made when I started making candy. I don't even have them anymore, but yeah, look at these. These were like, at least from what I remember seeing these online all the time when I first started making candy, and I just thought it was the cutest thing. They are so cute. Here they are. I am done. Took long enough, but here they are. I did end up, as you can see, changing the holder, or like, you know, this thing. I put it on the bottom instead of the side, because now I don't have that problem anymore. Now the hearts stay up and you can see the hearts when my hands are down and when they're moving around. But yeah, here they are. Aren't they so cute? It took me quite a while, and yeah, I remember this was one of the first pieces of candy I actually ever made, like one of the big first pieces I ever made when I was a kid. I was probably like 13 or something like that, maybe, no. I was like 14 or 15 when I made these, but I remember I made them in all black and they had little hearts on them. The concept of these is also that you can wear them like with a friend or a partner, and so for me I'd have to make one cup that's bigger for Mr. Mario, because this is hard to put on my wrist, as you can see. And so and then I would maybe suggest, if you are planning on changing them like that, maybe like make this part right here attachable and detachable, and then that way you don't have to worry about cutting this and like putting it on. I mean, it's not really that big of a hassle. It took like maybe 5 minutes to do this part, but if you do want to make them with a friend, this is also good for like if you're going to an event. One person, oh, I have a bruise. One person wears one and the other one wears one, and then you will not get lost. I just can't, like, I love this sound. It's so nice. If you have any questions or comments or concerns or anything like that, make sure you comment them down below. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you want me to do more candy videos, please comment and let me know. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.